Okay, welcome to Phonics Week 2, Lesson 1. Before we start today, you're going to need your phonics book. You're going to need today's date at the top of the page, which is 11.1.21, and you're going to need a pencil, otherwise you can't do any writing. So, before we move on to this week's phonics, we're going to have a look at this week's tricky words. So, you can say it with me or after me. The first one is once, the next one is ask, and then friend, and then school, and then put. Okay, and the first activity I want you to do this morning is using your phonics book. So you're going to rewrite these 5 words in your book, but either circling or underlining the tricky part of the word. So for example, you have once. The tricky part is this bit, because that actually makes a w sound, but also this makes the s sound rather than k, eh. So I want you to rewrite once and either put a line underneath it or a circle around the tricky part. So for ask, the tricky part is that bit, because it makes the r sound, not an a sound. We don't go ask. And then for friend, it is this letter, because we don't say it. So this makes the S sound, this bit here. For school and put, I want you to try and do these by yourself. So have a go now, and then carry on with the video. Right, now you're ready to carry on. Let's have a look at what we're focusing on for this week. So this week, we're going to focus on plurals and plural endings, which are called suffixes. So the bit that we add to the end of our word is called a suffix. We're going to focus on the 2 on this side of the green pencil this week. So we're going to spend 2 days on the top one and then 2 days on the bottom bit. We're not going to worry about these just yet. So let's have a look at adding s to a noun. So this is the simplest plural rule. Okay, if you are not sure how to make something a plural, adding s is your best bet. So here we have a cat. Okay, one cat. If we want to make it a plural, it's lots of cats. So watch. Cat here. Cat becomes cats. Nice and simple, just adding s. Okay, you with me so far? Right, let's have a look at another one then. Here we have a rabbit, and the rabbit becomes rabbits. So if we look at rabbit, rabbit's a funny one because it's got 2 B's. Rabbit, and I'm still doing this with a mouse, which is why the writing looks awful, becomes obviously yours will be much neater than mine. It becomes rabbits. So all we are doing is adding an s. And this s, that's the suffix. The rabbit part is called the root word. Okay, but it's the suffix, the s, to make it plural that we're focusing on today. So let's have a look at some more. So you can do this one. So what I want you to do in your book is to write what this is. Ooh. What is this? And then do a little arrow like mine, and then we want to make it plural. So here we have an apple. So you're going to write the word apple underneath here. Then you're going to draw a line, and then you're going to write apples. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to do that. If you need a bit more time, just pause the video. Okay, everybody had a go at that? Good. Now we have plum. Plum becomes plums. So I want you to write plum in your book, followed by an arrow, and then plums. You don't need to worry about doing the S in a different colour like I did. Okay, if you're still not done, pause the video now because I'm going to go back and show you how it's done. So apple, tricky one because it's got two P's and it's got the L-E. So year twos, you should have done this before. Year ones, that might have been a tricky word to spell. So you should have apple, and then we are writing apples. And plum, maybe I should have done this one first. Plum and plums. So we're just adding the S today. Right, I'm going to get you to pause the video now and think of two of your own. When you've done the two of your own, unpause the video and we'll carry on. Right, everybody done two of their own? Let's have a look. So, today's task. There should be this sheet in your learning pack for this week. What I want you to do, we've already done cat and cats. I want you to fill it in. So each box should have its own letter in it. Not a sound, but a letter. So we've got cat becomes cats. Dog becomes dogs. And then I want you to go through all of these and put them in. Then, back into your phonics book again, I want you to write a sentence for each of the plurals. So can you come up with a sentence with cats in? Can you come up with a sentence with dogs in? Try and make that sentence as interesting as possible. We've done so much work in our English, you should be able to put some adjectives to describe the dog. You might even be able to join two sentences together with and, but, or. Okay, and you might even be able to use a time connective at the start. Think about all those things that we've been doing. Remember, it's a sentence, so it needs a capital letter and a full stop. Once you have finished this sheet, can you please make sure either yourself or your mum or your dad or somebody else sticks it in your phonics book so that you can be ready for tomorrow's lesson after this sheet. Okay? Right, and that's the end of lesson 1. I'll see you back tomorrow for lesson 2.